Go ahead. So round one is underway. This is unfortunately the first match of the week that we get to see because one of our other matches was forfeited, but you can see that XNO is quick to get around this corner, and he's looking for a sap, and he lands it there on Yogi. Those rogues crossed rather quickly. Let's see if they're going to capitalize on that sap. They're taking their time to open, so XNO probably trying to hope to get another sap in, but that dot isn't doing him any favors as Beetle charges in there on XNO, keeps him slow. These guys are playing it tight on the corner. Yogi gets that imp wing clip landed there by Cannabis onto him. These guys are, I love the way that these guys are playing the angles here on this hut. It's pretty much what you expect to see from both comps. As Door lands that double psychic scream, gets him a little bit of separation, but it looks like XNO, I think, pops his trinket there, throws the sprint on, tries to keep on Door, but has no such luck as he has the hamstring laid onto him. He's getting some serious damage put onto him, 38%. Yogi switches over to Cozy, lands the gouge. They're going to try and put pressure onto XNO here. Cozy is coming out of that gouge, going to try and get some heals onto him. Improved wing clip again landed onto Yogi. These guys are getting the separation that they need. Cozy is also nice and safe, no pressure put on. Door is clipped, but has no pressure put onto him. These guys are playing this as well as they can, really. Cozy's getting the big heal out onto Cannabis, getting a drink off while they can. Door has that pet on, and he wishes he could do the same, but he's being kept in combat. Door just putting out big heals on himself. He needs to step in. Yogi at 25% and getting pressured. It is Canna staying on him. Let's see if Door can round this corner, throw the big heal on his friend here, help his team out. Cozy doing a great job here, keeping their mana up. Let's check in on Door's mana pool here. Door is starting to run out of mana. This could be trouble. This is coming down to an attrition battle here in round one. Door at 23%. Oh, Cozy lands the Psychic Scream as Door's trying to get separation on XNO. Beetle does a good job hamstringing him as he's rounding that corner. Door's probably going to try and get a bandage off as soon as he can. He gets that boar off him. He's going to turn that corner one more time. Let's see if he decides to throw it. There it goes. There's the bandage. They get the separation. They're going to get a nice little reset here. Good job here by Kiefer's forcing the reset. Yogi's stealth. Door's getting a drink. Full bandage. And they're killing a pet. They're doing exactly what they need to do. But XNO is creeping in, looking to get the sap on Door. Oh, he doesn't get the sap, so he opens up on him. Let's watch XNO put the pressure onto Door here. Door at 62% wing clipped. XNO trailing on him. Door gets the huge double Psychic Scream just when he needed there. XNO is going to get feared out of bounds, so he's going to go straight back inbounds when he can, but Cannabis is still doing work over here, laying that double improved wing clip on Door while he has the pressure on him. Cozy doing a good job keeping Cannabis topped while Cannabis has Beetle on his heels. Door doing a good job utilizing that LOS perfectly. 44%. How long until he has that next scream? It looks like it's available now, but his mana pool is depleted. They're putting the pressure onto Cannabis. Cozy's mana pool is still halfway. Door goes down. That is a KO here. Kiefer's Inc. loses their first member. It's their priest, so that is a big one. But Canna is at 25%, and they're just trying to do what they can to force a trade. Beetle at 8%, and this is trouble here for Kiefer's, as it looks like round one is going to go to Might Odia's. They are forced into a 3v1 here. So it's just a matter of time. We'll see how Yogi wants to play it out. He is marked. He's keeping himself in combat. And it looks like he's going to play for it. So let's go ahead. Let's tune in to Yogi. He's going in for the 3v1. He's at 40%. He is slowed. He is feared. And round one here will go to Might OD. Coming in twice. I think I forgot to maintain my... It's something to do with my soundboard. Sorry about that. But round two is underway. Yogi and XNO are crossing each other's paths, but they catch XNO out of stealth. That is not what XNO was hoping for while he was poking into three of them, trying to land any sap that he can. XNO at 82%, pulling back into his team so he can get a little bit of support. Beetle keeping on him. Beetle has a good job laying down hamstrings on just about everything that he can. Yogi here feeling the heat, though, already at 60%. Good Psychic Scream there, lands double for Cozy. Cozy at 70%, and they're getting they're putting a little bit of pressure on Cozy. Cozy is doing what they can, trying to run. Let's see if that kick gets that kick lands on that heel. Cozy going for it again, and it gets kicked again. They are putting real pressure here on Cozy, doing a lot more damage here with this Pally in the mix now. Let's see if they have a gouge or something available. Cozy going with the fake cast. Looks like it was enough to land a heal. Yogi going down, though. Yogi at 20%. Oh, they get Cozy! Cozy goes down, but it looks like they're going to get a trade here. So now we see a 2v2. Great plays here by both teams. So Slambo now at 70%, Beetle at 30, and Slambo needs to help his teammate out, land a couple of heals here. Try and Oh man, Beetle 1% might have hit LOS on that heal. It was really tough to tell, but now it's a 2v1. Oh man, that was such a great situation for both teams. Both teams got what they wanted out of that exchange, and then Might OD looks like they're just able to win this 2v2 exchange as they're going to go up here 2-0. You can see Yogi is starting unstealth. He's going to run ahead. You see, this is probably the popular strategy, but the Hunter, he has a Hunter on the opposing team. That's pretty risky. The Hunter could have been targeting him and actually sent his pet in. That might not be the popular strategy if you see a Hunter on the opposing team, but in most circumstances, that will be the popular strategy. These teams are rounding the corner. XNO and Yogi, looks like they might be crossing paths again here around the corner. XNO is playing it a little more patiently than he has been. He's crossing in. He's looking for him. He knows that Rogue is going to be in the front of the pack trying to bait someone out to fish a sap, so he's wandering in the right area, but they haven't had that luck yet. I like that you see Keepers wanting to open on their own terms. Let's see if they're going to be able to, as XNO and Yogi cross paths, but they don't see each other. XNO doesn't land the sap, and instead elects to open up properly. Canna gets sapped though! Oh my god, that is huge for Keepers here. So they're in a short 3v2 situation for as long as that sap breaks early. That sap only lasted for maybe 6 seconds. There's some bad luck there for Keepers, but they're doing a good job getting their Rogue overextended, a little bit separated, trying to get him to commit, make it difficult for the healer, but he does not take the bait as Yogi is the only one who walks away here with a little bit of health missing. Beetle here is laying the disarm onto Canna, also has the hamstring applied to him. Yogi here at 40% has X and O on his heals. Slambone starting to deliver the heals to his teammates that he needs. Hopefully Yogi is watching this LOS. Slam is trying to make that angle a little bit wider in the background for him. You can see that Yogi is pushing that LOS and making it a little bit difficult for his teammate here. Yogi elects to sprint away, gives X and O his back. X and O follows right away at the sprint. X and O runs into the pole though, gives Yogi that little step that he needs. And man, Might OD is putting the pressure on their whole team here. Their whole team's about 50% health here. Yogi gets one take of that bandage in that he needs, and it was interrupted. I'm sure Canna saw that going off right away, and he was able to throw that auto attack to interrupt it. Beetle goes around the corner, gets his bandage off himself, while Slambone's throwing heals onto Yogi. They land. He has more coming for him. They're just trying to stay alive at this point. Cozy is 100% mana at this point in the match, and Kiefer's Inc. is just trying to stay alive. Yogi gets a little bit of separation. Let's see if he wants to further that extension. Doing a good job here, forcing LOS, and he's trying to get around that corner. I see that his bandage still has 20 seconds on cooldown. Slambone in a little bit of trouble, gets a nice little 1-2 bandage tick in there, and he's just trying to get some separation that he needs, and it's the pressure, or excuse me, Might OD is really putting the pressure onto these guys. They are bringing the pressure. They are keeping Kiefers on their heels. They're really just driving them. You can see Slambone's doing a good job managing his mana, though. He has a good mana pool. As Cozy's starting to dip into their mana. Cozy just before was at full mana. Now we see him already down to 50% mana. It's Slambone just tossing heals from a safe spot. Yogi has that improved wing clip still on him. Beetle is trying to bring whatever pressure he can onto XNO, trying to keep him slowed, but it looks like he wasn't able to land another hamstring on him as he starts separating. XNO is coming out of that slow, and he's starting to put the chase onto Yogi. They're just trying to round this corner here. Just trying to maybe drop combat. Look at this. Good reset here. Good reset here. Full health. Oh, Yogi, don't get sapped. Good job. Good job. He opens up there on XNO. He has him separated from his priest. You can see Cozy's throwing heals onto Cannabis. Big heals there. Land brings him back up to full. But Yogi here at 19%. The Rogues are doing the 1v1. Oh, man. And Yogi runs him back. They both run to their healers, doing a good job getting what heals they can. XNO back to full health here. Yogi's still at 20%. He has 30 seconds on that bandage. He's in serious trouble. You see Cozy's chasing. He's trying to make sure that he's able to keep a dot onto Yogi. Doesn't let him get the re-stealth and the reset here. These teams are playing this map as well as they can. You love to see it. XNO's trading off a Beetle and swapping here onto Yogi, trying to take advantage of his 45%, but Yogi does a good job landing that gouge. Probably going to try and do a stealth sap, but he doesn't actually. He stays in range of XNO after that gouge. Oh, and he goes down for it. So that's a KO as XNO finishes finishes up Yogi there in that situation. So we have a 2v3 here going on. Beetle here at 40% and Wingclip just trying to chase Canna, give what little chase that he can. We can see that he's not having much luck with it though. Good heal let off there by Slambone, but wasn't enough there in time as Beetle hits the floor. Slambone at 50%, and it looks like Might OD in their second match of the season, oopsies, is going to 3-0 again. Impressive start here to Might OD's season. You love to see it. These guys are playing well. These guys are on it. This with their go ahead. My round one sound button didn't want to work though, but you can see that both teams are just pressing right up. It's the pressure without a rogue. Fresh is creeping in, looking for that sap. Candy Paint goes ahead though and pops that rogue out because he knows that he's around that corner, so they don't let him open with the sap. Candy Paint's going to go ahead and push that corner, lands the hamstring onto Fresh, goes ahead and gets the melee separation, but he's not going to go too far from his team here, and neither is Fresh Beats. They're going to use this corner here as a little bit of a threshold, which is a little bit of a choke point, which is definitely what we saw in the other match as well for the most point. People using this as a wide angle choke point around the hut, and they keep on rotating as teams need. It's fun to watch, honestly. So you can see it's the pressures staying as a group here in the back line. I feel like they're playing that smart. Good charge there by Candy Paint. Gets in on Trina. They both slow each other, so neither is going to be able to escape each other just yet. Maybe Trina is going to land that improved wing clip. We'll see. But you can see Fresh Beats here is in a little bit of a 2v1 here between Rides and Valados, throwing the pressure on him on the side of the hut, while Candy Paint is doing a good job keeping two people, Trina and Methodical, busy all by himself. Trina goes over to lay some support for Fresh Beats. Fresh Beats goes ahead and lands the gouge onto Valados, but man, let's check in. Rides here looking low too, getting the help that he needs to. Both heals are landing. There was a bit of trouble going around the backside of this hut. Trina's landing those improved wing clips that he needed. Both teams heal back up to full. Both teams get a little bit of a reset in, but Valados here is pretty low on mana. He's trying to get in the back here and trying to get a drink off. Methodical here, still at half mana. In a sustained game right now, Search Twinks is doing a pretty good job responding to the pressure that It's the pressure is bringing, and they certainly are bringing it. So Fresh Beats has the hamstring on him. Candy Paint is trying to retreat back to his team. Oh, yeah, he's trying to get back to his team over here. Trina's doing a good job. Lays that improved wing clip on him as Valados turns this corner, doing a good job getting distance from the other team here too. Trina is just trying to lay the pain here onto Candy. Candy's at 10% and dropping 9%. Let's see if Fresh can stay on him, but it looks like he's not going to be able to as Fresh is hamstringed. This Candy Paint gets just one tick of the bandage off here. Valados is just out of mana, and he's not able to get heals off of Rides here. They have that second healer, 2 healer comp, so they're doing a good job here. Methodical, though, look at him with 75% mana, doing a great job with his management. And man, we have ourselves a ridiculous first round here. Both teams are bringing lots of damage and getting those heals out. You can see Valados here in the back corner. He's trying to get that drink in while he can, while Methodical's on this side of the field just getting hamstringed and trying to keep his team topped off. But Candy Paint does a good job with the Earth Shock there as he's trying to top off Trina. He's about to land a big heal onto him when he needs it. Trina gets topped up here to 74%. Trina's laying wing clips when he can. Trina's out of mana though. This is going to be a full attrition battle. Methodical here, starting to run low himself. He's around 20%. Valados still out of mana. Man, these guys are certainly bringing it in round one here as Methodical lands the double Psychic Scream. Valados uses his Psychic Scream to interrupt the Methodical's heal, and Methodical eats a full Psychic Scream, goes the distance. Methodical's topped off though. Man, these guys are really bringing it. Valados here at 50%. Fresh Beats is trying to keep on him. Trina lays the wing clip. Fresh is hamstring. Let's see if they get the kick here or any sort of interrupt. Rides is also throwing heals, but both their healers are starting to run oom. They can keep on bringing the pressure. It's the pressure. It might be in a bad spot, but Methodical has pressure on him now. He's at 50% and dropping. Lands that double Psychic Scream just in time when he needs it. Hopefully he can go ahead and get himself topped off. Trina's just getting off. Valados 1%. That's a KO here for Search Twinks as they bring down a member of It's the Pressure. Rides here gets Gets a bandage tick, 1 tick, 2 tick, full health. They're trying to get a reset in here, trying to survive this 3v2 here. Search Twink's doing a great job bringing in this pressure. As Candy Paint stays on, Trina's going to stick on him like glue. He's going to keep him hamstrung, not let him get very far. Trina's going to try and get that improved wing clip, but I'm sure he is desperate for mana, but rides his 19%. And this is looking like it's going to be 1-0 here for Search Twinks. Trina gets that full bandage reset. What a first round. I can't even believe how good of a round that was. 1-0 here for Search Twinks. Big round there. Big round go. I'm sorry again if I've been having audio issues with my incoming Discord. I forgot to change one of my settings, so it might have been coming in twice there. But round 2 started here. Fresh Beats is going to round that corner. Very, very late stealth. He does it as late as possible. They don't have a hunter or anything, but they could have charged in on him there. That's kind of just a bold way to start these guys. He's pushing them in the back line. Valados is probably in combat after that cast, but Fresh Beats is probably just digging for a sap on him anyway. Look at that, he is, but Valados is going to keep casting, keeps himself in combat, throws the Psychic Scream on Fresh, blows up his plans. They're going to go ahead and throw a dot on him and foil Search Twink's open here, so it's the pressure wins the open here as Fresh Beats is pulling back to his team, lands a good gouge there on Candy Paint. He's pulling back towards his kiter, towards his healers, and just trying to create a little bit of separation for making it difficult for the other team. And they're doing a good job. Both teams are exchanging damage here. Fresh Beats at 56 and Candy Paint getting Psychic Scream towards the boundary over there at 95%. But Rides here at 20%. Look at how quickly they're turning that damage onto him. Fresh Beats is still in range of him. Let's see if this double healer comp is going to need to start using some of their support. We're going to see an Earthbind or a Psychic Scream here to get Fresh Beats off of them, but Fresh Beats buys a little more time with the gouge there, keeps pressure on Rides as they're turning this corner and keeping the pressure on the run. Search Twink's putting the pressure on. It's the pressure. They're just rounding this corner. Methodical is going to come here, and they have him in a bit of a pickle. Rides at 18%. Maybe if Trina here turns around, Rides 1 tick, 2 tick of that bandage before Fresh Beats rounds that corner and says no more of that. They finally get the wing clip that they needed onto Rides. Too bad Fresh here wasn't around as when they needed it. Rides is doing a good job, though. Just he knows he needs to keep moving to stay alive. He's doing a great job with that. Fresh Beats reconnects with him from around the corner. In a bit of trouble himself here at 59%, but he knows he's got Methodical in the back line. Hopefully we don't see LOS as Rides is getting a heal off here in this back corner, doing a good job. Candy Paint at 56%. Search Twinks turns their pressure onto him as he's at 40%, and you see Valados is just starting to get those big heals off now, but Valados and Methodical looking pretty low on mana. The only person with a bit of mana in their pool left here is Rides. Let's see if that's going to make a difference as pretty soon it's starting to look like it's the pressure is going to be the only one with heals available as Methodical's mana pool continues to drop. Valados completely tapped out of mana here. Fresh Beats is just trying to keep whatever pressure he can onto Candy Paint. Candy Paint's trying to probably land that hamstring. There we go, lands that hamstring finally onto Fresh Beats. I'm sure he's dodging him like crazy. But Candy Paint's playing aggressive. He's playing that front line, but you know why? He's pushing them back and saying, you guys drink. I'm going to go ahead and fight you guys up here. Look at this double healer. They're getting a full mana reset in while Candy Paint just goes in and buys time. Huge play here by Candy Paint. He's able to maintain, keep the pressure on, keep himself healthy. He has that life-stealing weapon on. Great play here, but it looks like Search Twinks realizes what's going on and starts to put the pressure on. But it might be too little too late there because Valados winds up getting the full mana bar to start doing that work again. Let's see if Methodical is going to be able to get any chance to drink in the near future, but he's not in too bad of a spot. He's got 40% or so mana right now. It could be worse. He could be out of mana as Fresh Beats is starting to need some of his mana. He's at 50%. You can see that big heal starting to come out now. Methodical is going to separate before he starts completing that heal, so Candy Paint doesn't have a chance to interrupt it. Fresh Beats at 35. Methodical lands. Oh my god, he must have crit there. He gets his full health bar back. Now Candy Paint and Fresh Beats are just toe-to-toe exchanging here in the back of the hut. Methodical probably thinking about trying to get some mana soon. He's in the back line, surely out of combat. Fresh Beats at 48%. Rides now at 50%. They probably realize Fresh is in trouble. They get the huge heal on him, though. Rides at 20%. He could be in trouble here trying to get the healing wave off. Gets the double Psychic Scream, and Valados is laying big heals on. Methodical now out of mana, and Valados is doing a great job here with that double Psychic Scream, creating that separation for his team that they really needed. Rides turns his attention onto Methodical. Trina runs back inbounds before he starts casting. Good job there. Candy Paint's turning his focus to Methodical. Methetical's at 40%. Trina needs to come in here and hopefully land an improved wing clip onto Candy Paint here for Methodical. He gets that War Stop. Methodical's in a bad spot here as they throw a recom on him. 30%. Double Psychic Scream. Let's see if he can get a heal off. Oh, he gets a bandage off. No dots on him. He's going to get 2 ticks. Maybe he did have a tick, a dot on because it breaks after 2 ticks there. Candy Paint charges back in right after that fear breaks. Methodical and Rides both nearing 60%. Huge heal on to Rides there. Tops him off to 100. Valados and Rides both starting to run out of mana. Methodical's has about the same amount of mana as them at this point. You can see Rides here gets his heal kick, 20% in trouble here, but Valados in the back line is going to get a heal off, throws a bubble on him, doesn't let him drop. Yeah, Methodical 12% in serious trouble here, 8%, 2% trying to get away from him, but they earth shock him and he goes down. Let's see if they can get the trade. They do get a trade. We got a 2v2 as Rides goes down. We're seeing Warrior Priest, but an out-of-mana Priest who's drinking in the back line. They can't let him get those drinks off. Fresh does a great job throwing the dot on and throwing the gouge on, trying to get separation. Candy charges in. They're trying to make sure Valados can't drink in the back line, but he certainly is. And they're trying to turn their attention to Fresh as he is at 18% and in some serious trouble here. Fresh at 3% here, Valados gets that Psychic Scream off that he needs. Candy Paint just trying to finish the job onto Fresh Beats, and he does, and it's 2v1 here for Trina, as these teams might be tying it up here. Certainly looks that way as Valados is going to top off Candy Paint here, and Trina is fighting for his life. We did have one of our fillers AFK. Go ahead. As round 3 is underway, Fresh Beats is going to run up to this corner, and he is going to use that late stealthing strategy, knowing that there's not a hunter on the other side of the field. He's going to go ahead and turn around and just try and get whatever first sap he can, but he sees that warrior who he knows has blown up his saps before, so he's going to back up, step back in, try and land it this time. Oh, he doesn't go for the sap. He just goes for the open. He might have gone for a sap, and it might have missed there. It's pretty hard to tell, but either way, we have Candy Paint and Rides tying up on Fresh Beats, throwing a little bit of 2v1 smackdown as Friday Beers gets feared into absolute oblivion. Mytho is just finally starting to get those heals off that Fresh Beats needs, but an Earth Shock lands, interrupts that one heal. Is going to get the big heals now on him, back up to 70%. Candy Paint at 65, and they're pushing Rides back, so he falls back in Valados' lap back there. Fear onto Candy Paint is going to charge at the tail end of that. I'm sure he charges in there on Fresh Beats, lands the hamstring. Rides at 40%. Valados getting the separation and over to the border there, dropping the heals onto Rides when he needs it. Rides trying to get heals on himself. He has an Earthbind down, trying to look at it's up this whole time. They lay so much slow with that. Fresh Beats gets a good gouge there as him and Friday both turn to Rides, put a little 2v1 pressure on him. Rides at 40%. Friday sticks on him. Rides is just throwing that heal, and Friday is doing what he can to try and throw some knockback on it. But Fresh here at 29, while Candy Paint is in his face and throwing the damage on him. Earth Shock onto Mythos. Heal there as Fresh is at 15%, needs the heal. Another interrupt. Priest there trades Psychic Scream, but he trinkets out of it. Fresh Beats gets some heals that he needs there. Mytho gets a little bit of distance, gets heals on him. Both Priests, Valados doing a good job of maintaining his mana. Rides is running pretty low on mana as you can see that, man, it's the pressures. Healers are running pretty low, and Valados here, Valados throwing heals onto Rides as he desperately needs. He's at 40% and in a bit of a pickle here. Mytho is Psychic Screamed into oblivion there by Valados, but Valados is out of mana, running along the border, just trying to get off whatever heals he can onto Rides as he needs it. Rides at 66%, getting the heals off on his own. Let's see if any of them are going to get kicked, but it looks like he doesn't need it. Rides here at 61%, just trying to keep himself alive. Fresh Beats and Friday just trying to stay on him, keep that pressure on Valados. Just getting these free casting heals in the back, really. They're putting no pressure onto him and just letting him just throw heals on just as he needs it on him. Rides at 35% though, starting to separate from Valados, starting to LOS himself as Fresh sticks on him. Valados going to come in here, drop that Psychic Scream most likely. Rides at 15%, no kick on the heal, 4% dropping, 3% goes down. Fresh Beats lays onto him as he goes down. We're in a 3v2 situation here as Valados lands that double Psychic Scream. Friday Beers gets feared into oblivion, and so does Mytho. They get a nice pathing there for that. But Friday, quick thinking on his part, takes advantage of that pathing and goes ahead and bandages. Oh, what a sap there by Fresh Beats onto Candy Paint. We have a 3v1 situation here onto Valados. Valados, more quick thinking, jumps onto the logs. Let's see if these guys are going to figure it out. Fresh Beats says, no problem, you can do it, I can do it too. He's going to hop up, put chase onto Valados here. Candy Paint comes out of that. Let's see if we can start seeing some hamstrings here out of Friday Beers. Oh, look at that. Valados has that hamstring on that we need to see. Friday Beers gets feared into oblivion again. Mytho does a good job healing up to full. Is going to help his team out in a 3v2 as Valados goes down. And we're going to see Search Twinks on Google bring the pain. And it is 2-1 and a potential match point here as we are approaching round 4. So round 4 here is underway, is a potential match point for Search Twinks on Google. Fresh Point's going to go ahead and charge that corner, but he backs up, retreats a little bit, gets his stealth off, doesn't want to get popped out here by this warrior again, as it's happened a couple of times. Fresh Beats going back and forth, unsure if he's going to want to step in and try and get that sap, but it's the pressure. It does a good job putting himself in combat nice and early. Methodical goes ahead and throws a dot on Valados, goes ahead and throws a fear. Valados trinkets out of it. Fresh Beats decides to come out of stealth here, finally decide to just join up with his team as they throw a little bit of pressure here on Rides. Valados throwing the big heal on Rides. Surely doesn't get kicked, gets off here. Rides is turning the corner, 62%. Hopefully he's going to drop that Earthbind, get a little bit of separation that he needs. Friday Beers has the hamstring on him. Fresh Beats rounding the corner. Look at this, they're splitting their damage here between Valados and Rides. Not the worst of strategies, seems to be paying off a little bit. Valados and Rides both at 40%. Rides at 15% and dropping 12%. But a huge war stomp there by Candy Paints. Looks like it's going to buy enough time for Valados to get big heals off. Valados at 60% himself. Search Twinks is bringing the pressure now. Fresh Beats is beating up on Rides here. Rides 40% and trying to just peel away here. Valados with a psychic scream to the mountain. Rides at 6%. Mytho sent their healer flying, gets a KO here. Mytho just trying to keep himself maintained here, trying to get a little bit of separation. Friday is just wearing off of his disarm, but he also disarmed Candy. Pretty interesting trade there. It's a 3v2 here. Candy and Valados trying to retreat a little bit, trying to get a little bit of separation. Fresh Beats trying to throw the pressure onto Valados. Search Twinks on Google trying to move to 2-0 in the regular season, and it looks like this might be their chance. Valados goes ahead and keeps himself up. He's going to have his fear back in just 3 seconds. He's going for these long casts. Looks like he gets that heal off, though. Fresh doesn't get the gouge or the kick in on him. 38% and still running. Friday is at 34%, though. Mytho needs to get these heals on his teammate here if they want to take advantage of this 3v2, but it looks like I think he just landed a kick onto Mytho's heal, and Friday's in actual trouble here. He needs to get a heal. He's LOSing his healer, though. He's not doing his healer any favors at all. Friday's at 8% and probably dropping here. Candy Paint comes in, presses on him. Mytho. Oh, Friday with the bandage gets interrupted, though, with the KO, and it's a 2v2 here. Fresh turns the pressure onto Valados. Valados, 17% runs away, get the Psychic Scream off. Mythos trying to get him with the wand, trying to finish him. Valados, 3% backing up. He's out of mana. Oh my god, we have a 2v1 here. Valados goes down here. It's Mytho and Fresh Beats versus Candy Paint. Candy Paint's definitely going to be able to keep himself up for longer than you might think, though. With these hamstrings, he's going to be able to back up, get a little separation. He has his bandage available if he elects to use it. He's just trying to throw whatever damage he can on Fresh Beats. He turns to Methodical. Methodical backs up a little bit, throws a bubble on himself. Surely that scream is coming any moment here. Goes with the fake cast, it looks like, but Candy Paint goes down 4%. Let's see if they finish him, and they do. So it is a 3-1 victory here for